Early video. Let's have a seat and let the interview begin. Okay, so Devin Haney claims he's going to vacate his Ring Magazine title because he's pissed off that he's not on Ring Magazine's pound-for-pound list. Diva, spoiled American. Yo, hold on while I blaze. We're going to kill this fucking narrative right now. Okay, Devin Haney is not a pound-for-pound fighter. He's not. I don't give a shit if he's undisputed or not. You fought a one-hit wonder, George Kambosos, who also, you fought a one-hit wonder, George Kambosos. You fought midget Jojo Diaz, who's a natural featherweight and half your size. And you fought a shot-to-pieces Linares, who almost knocked you out in the process. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If Linares was a little younger, he would have won that fight and knocked Devin Haney out. Okay? He's not a pound-for-pound fighter. Won't be until he fights and defeats, if he can do it, if he's man enough to do it. Won't be a pound-for-pound fighter till he gets in the ring with Lomachenko and beats him. I don't believe he beats him, but you at least got to try. Till then, you're not on the pound-for-pound list. I don't give a fuck how many belts you got. Doesn't matter. Lomachenko's the best fighter in the division. You haven't fought him. You're a one-weight champion. How the fuck could you possibly consider yourself a pound-for-pound fighter when you got guys like Kazuto Ioka and Chocolatito running around who are four-weight champions? And this is what kills me. Ring Magazine's pound-for-pound list has its faults, but it's still a lot better than ESPN's. Again, I'm going to say this again. Errol Spence, same thing. I don't have anything. Haney, I can't stand. Errol Spence, I actually like. Errol Spence is not a top 5 pound-for-pound fighter either. Why? Because he beat Danny and Porter? Again, one-weight champion. He might be Baturbia, or he might be unified, but that's not pound-for-pound credentials, people. Lomachenko's a 3-weight fucking former unified champion, bro, and the former pound-for-pound number 1. Yes, he deserves to be in there. This isn't an argument to those who want to leave race out of the shit and just talk boxing. But unfortunately, half the channels out here today don't think. They base everything on race, and we know the A, B, C, and D. We know this shit, right? Haney is not a pound-for-pound fighter. Jermell Charlo is not a pound-for-pound fighter. And Spence arguably isn't a pound-for-pound fighter either. Watch this. Usyk 1, Inoue 2, Crawford 3, Loma 4, Chocolatito 5, Dimitri Bivol 6, Arthur Beterbiev 7, Kazuto Ioka 8, Shakur Stevenson 9, 10 I'll leave up for debate. You get one slot out of those 3 guys. And I will argue that with anybody. And the reason Shakur Stevenson goes in there other than them other guys is because he's fought 3 top 5 130-pounders back to back to back. Herring, Valdez, and now Consecayo. And his skills are obviously light years past Charlo and Spence and all them other guys. That's why he deserves a slot in there, and you do not. Haney. He's actually fighting the best guys in his division at 130. You are not. You are not, my friend. And Charlo's undisputed, but the fact of the matter is, he went 1-1 with Brian Castano, who's also half of his fucking size. And for the record, that was the only fight pick I've gotten wrong this year, was Castano-Charlo too. That's the only... You're 1-1 with Castano, and you're 1-1 with Tony Harrison. Yes, you got a hold of all the titles in one of the weakest divisions in the sport by going 1-1 with the guy that's half your size. You're not a pound-for-pound fighter either. Hate to break it to you. You can't... And even if you... Here... And I could even settle for Charlo, Haney, and Spence being in the bottom half of the top 10. depending on who you're going to kick out. Again, you can't kick out Usyk, Inoue, Crawford, Loma, Chocolatito, and with regards to somebody like Beterbiev, same thing. He knocked out the lineal champion at light heavyweight, and Alexander Gvozdyk, who is now retired, who also knocked out and put in a coma the lineal champion in Adonis Stevenson. You can't have any of those guys above Arthur Beterbiev. Not to mention Arthur Beterbiev, same thing, fighting top guys in the division. Marcus Brown, Gvozdyk, Anthony, same fucking thing. You can, Bivol, he's only a one-weight champion, too, but he's at light heavyweight, so it's not like he can fucking bounce up and down like some of these other dudes, like Charlo could, like Haney could, like some of these other guys could. And according to a lot of the idiots that have pound-for-pound lists, Dmitry Bivol should be in your top 5, because according to half you fucking dumbass Canelo Alvarez fans, Dmitry Bivol just beat the pound-for-pound number 1. So, according to a lot of you dumbasses out there, Dmitry Bivol just beat the pound-for-pound number 1. So he should be ahead of Spence, Charlo, Haney, and just fuck out of here, man. So, and you can't even rank, even though I hate him, you can't rank Charlo or Haney or anybody like that above Canelo. You can't do that either. So none of those guys. Shakur, like I say, you can make a case for. Charlo, Spence, who I like, and I like Spence. I can't stand Charlo and I can't stand Haney. I like Spence. None of those guys belong on a pound-for-pound list. None of them. None of them. Again, Loma, Crawford, and not in any order. Loma, Crawford, Inoue, Chocolatito, Usyk, Beterbiev, Bivol, Kazuto Ioka. I hate them, but Canelo. No, people. You do not know how this works, and it's not an opinion. Well, your pound-for-pound list is based on an opinion. No, it's based on fucking facts and evidence that we have, people. Those guys have not made Charlo, Haney, and Shakur. Like I say, Shakur you can make an argument for, but Charlo, Haney, and Spence do not have the credentials of a pound-for-pound fighter. They don't. Regardless of what you have to say, they don't. Okay? They don't. Now, but Haney's being a little bitch and saying he's going to vacate his Ring Magazine title. Go ahead, you fucking crybaby. I think it's just the first, to be honest with you, I just think it's the first stepping stone to Haney and his master duck plan against Lomachenko. Because I think as soon as he beats Kambosos in this rematch, you're going to see him run for fucking a bum at 140. So just, I think, because Floyd Mayweather used to pull that shit all the time. Speaking of comparisons to Floyd, he used to cry about not being ranked higher, even though he didn't want to fight the top guys. And people were like, well, you have to fight the top guys if you want to be considered one of the top guys. Same applies to Haney. You're a crying ass little bitch. You're spoiled. You're privileged. And you don't deserve to be on any pound-for-pound list. You're a fucking punk and your dad's a punk. Pure and fucking simple, people. That's what it boils down to. You're not a pound-for-pounder. Not yet, at least. That being said, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Hope everybody's having a beautiful Saturday morning out there. And we'll be talking to you. Salute.